what specifically has he said or done to make him an asshole?
There's just a lot of people on his nuts right now,
But what has he done though?
Coming up with Jon Jones T-shirts, buying a little duck, and just the little shit that he does. He's annoying to me. He's annoying to me, and that's my own personal. He annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying, and I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say it, I want that fuck you money, honestly. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Or else my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all, and he needs me. And that's a good place to be in a negotiation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Jones is going to get the FU money, and Jon Jones is going to fight Tom Aspinall in the most historic heavyweight UFC fight in history. The marketing campaign for this fight has already begun. It's been in the works. This whole Jon Jones Tom Aspinall beef has been blowing up all over social media, bringing in fans from the new era, the old era, and it's just brewing up to be one of the biggest fights that the UFC could put on. I argue that this fight could honestly be bigger than Jon Jones versus Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira. The controversy between people online and this fight has been insane. You see the old heads of UFC saying that Jon Jones is the GOAT. They've been watching the sport since the 90s, and that Jon Jones destroys Tom Aspinall. And you got the new generation fans who love Tom Aspinall. They see his star power, and they think that he's going to win. It sparks controversy, it sparks arguments. All it is giant talking points, and it's the perfect, most marketable fight that the UFC can make for the heavyweight division. Now, UFC 309 happened about 2 days ago now, and it was a great card. Jon Jones finished Stipe Miocic with that spinning back kick that just crumbled Stipe Miocic to the ground, and then he finished him. And during his post-fight interview, he did what he had to do to market the Tom Aspinall fight perfectly. When Joe Rogan asked him about, what's on your plans? What do you want to do next? Jon Jones says he was thinking about retiring, but he thinks he can give the fans what he wants. Everybody started cheering, and you know what they were waiting for? They were waiting for him to call out Tom. So Joe Rogan asked him, so what does this mean? Are you going to fight Tom Aspinall? Are you going to fight Alex Pereira? What does this mean? What do you want to give the fans? And he didn't give a straight answer. He said, we have options. And that is the most perfect thing to say to make this marketing campaign even better. Everything that is happening around Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall right now is the most perfect thing that they can do and say to make this the most profitable fight possibly in UFC history. Right after the fight, as always, they had the post-fight press conference. And right before Dana White went up to the post-fight press conference after Bo Nickel, he met with Tom Aspinall backstage, and this is what he had to say.
What's up, big guy?
How's it going?
I'm gonna bang this out, and I'll come right out.
Okay,
all right, now before we play this part, let's see what Dana White said on the post-fight press conference.
Moving forward, what do you do? As obviously you said, you want him to fight Tom next, and you said that could just be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time.
It will be.
Yeah. And John was on the post-fight thing. He said he wants to be well compensated because he saw what Jake and Mike.
It will be.
When you say the Tom John fight would be the biggest of all time, you're talking even bigger than the Brock Lesnar days at heavyweight as well.
Be the biggest heavyweight fight in UFC history by a long shot.
You say that Jon and Tom has the potential to be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time. Is that a fight that you think you could go against your normal rules and go for a stadium?
It doesn't have the potential to. It's going to be. It's going to be the biggest heavyweight fight ever. It'll probably be the biggest fight we've ever done. And I hate stadiums, man. I hate them. I like arenas. It's just such a better vibe. People can see better. Probably not.
And that fight will obviously take place in the USA.
We don't know. We're talking about. We were literally talking about a lot of different options tonight before we came in here.
So England's a potential.
Could be anywhere. Could literally be anywhere.
This is the same Dana White that we see behind every single fight that he makes. He's completely behind it. He has the money to pay Jon Jones the FU money. And the marketing campaign is now in full force. This fight is going to happen. So after Dana White said this, we'll go back to this video now. This is right after the press conference, and this is Tom Aspinall. This is a terrible freeze frame, by the way, but let's listen.
Off. It's now 3:43 a.m. Just had a meeting with Dana, the other UFC brass, Hunter, and all success. I'll see you next time. Big news coming. Big news coming.
It's looking golden! It's looking golden. We got Jon Jones behind it if he gets paid enough. Dana White behind it with the marketing and saying it's going to be the biggest fight ever. And now we have Tom Aspinall saying that after talks with Dana White and Hunter Campbell, things are going good. Everything has been a success. It's just looking better and better for Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I don't think Dana White wants to give Jon Jones Alex Pereira because he knows what's going to happen. Jon Jones is going to take him down the first round and smash him or choke him out. And Alex Pereira is one of the biggest stars in the UFC right now. You don't want to kill that role, especially with this next fight up he's got against Magomed Ankalaev. It's going to be another Alex Pereira win. I think we can all agree on that. And there's just really no reason to diminish one of the biggest stars in the UFC right now with a fight that I don't think that many people want to see. I think the people want to see Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones, and it's going to happen. I called this maybe about a week or 2 weeks ago when all the ducking stuff started coming out and Jon Jones was talking poorly of Tom Aspinall, and Tom Aspinall stayed pretty much fairly respectable and just saying he wants to be the best heavyweight in the world. He is the best heavyweight in the world, and he just wants that undisputed gold. I said that could Jon be doing all this ducking stuff and talking poorly about Tom Aspinall, saying he hasn't done anything in the sport and he has nowhere near the same legacy as Jon, which is true right now. I said, does this have the same ability to have a build-up similar to a Jon Jones versus DC fight? And I think it does. These guys do not like each other. Although Tom Aspinall has been fairly respectable towards Jon Jones does not like Aspinall. It's just, you just can see it. And who knows, maybe he really doesn't even care about Aspinall. Maybe he doesn't have any problem with Aspinall. But it's just part of this build-up, this marketing campaign. It's been going on now for months, and now it's about to go into full force. For the press conference, Jon Jones saying he wants the FU money. Dana White hopping behind the fight, saying that he's talking about different places he could do the fight, America, England, wherever. Tom Aspinall saying that talks with Dana and Hunter Campbell was a success. Tom Aspinall put on Instagram, plans in place, eyeballs, see you soon, American flag. I think it's happening. I think it's happening. I think this fight is going to happen within around 6 months to a year, maybe at International Fight Week, and it's going to be one of the biggest UFC events ever and one of the biggest heavyweight fights ever. It's going to pull in all sorts of fans, from the old generation fans who watched the rise of Jon Jones and the newer fans such as myself who, think that Aspinall could chin Stipe. What do I think is going to happen with this fight? I really don't know. I could see it going either way. I could see Jon Jones taking Aspinall to the ground and using those same elbows he used on Stipe and just smashing his face in and then choking him out eventually. But I could also see Aspinall putting Jones on his heels that Stipe really couldn't do in that fight and chinning Jones just how he chins everybody else. Those are talks for another time, but I just wanted to get on here and talk about how excited I am for this fight and the buildup that I 99% guarantee will happen. But that's pretty much it. Give me some feedback and thoughts in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe, join the Couch Coach Army. I don't know if I want to call it Couch Coach Army. I still got to think of a name. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace out.